Hello Sun Friends, today I'm meeting a YouTube veteran in a new video. He was first on television, and when YouTube started, he was one of the first to make the switch right away. He created a show with science and fiction interviews, everything. At some point he thought, YouTube is still kind of in its infancy, it needs to become professional. So he founded a network, namely the network Mediakraft. He had contracts with Darum, Ape Crime, White Titty, and Simon Ung. He once made a video saying his contract wasn't great, which was a big deal. Mediakraft was going to be sold, but it wasn't, causing the man to lose a lot of money. So I'm wondering, what is he doing now? Now he's here with me, I'm really happy. Kristof, Krachten.
Aaron.
Yeah, I'm happy. It's always like this with you. At events, when you arrive, I think, great, I'm no longer the biggest rascal here. I don't even know why.
I don't know why either.
But it could be that we're not really old YouTube OGs yet, if you had to introduce yourself. If we were meeting for the first time now, I say, hey, my name is Aaron, I have a kiosk, I do YouTube. How would you introduce yourself?
I'm known as YouTube Daddy.
Better than sugar, right?
Yeah, I was easily the oldest then.
Do you remember when you started and opened your channel?
In 2008 we did, but it was just a trailer for our website. Then, in 2009, late September, Bushido's first World of Warcraft video. Hello, Kristof Krachten, and that went through the roof. That was the most watched video and channel on YouTube during the first weekend.
But we're also talking about a time that's already a few years ago, a little bit. Back then, the homepage was valuable and it truly mattered, especially if you go way back. So I assume you had a normal school education.
I have a high school diploma and a driver's license.
And what did you study?
I studied economics for one semester and then half of a degree in educational sciences. And I was already working as a journalist back then and thought to myself, okay, I don't need any of this.
You later went into journalism and were once on the other side of power on television.
Yes, for a long time.
What did you do on television?
Well, I worked for many shows. Actually, for almost all channels. That was one of my favorite projects. Or the most successful one. Schreinemarker's Live. No one remembers it today.
But older people know Schreinemarker Margarete. Schreinemarker's Live.
Yeah, exactly. Margarete.
What was your job?
Manson are also video players.
But you were in front of the camera yourself once, right?
Yes, I was in front of the camera myself too.
Isn't there a legendary interview where you get completely yelled at?
Oh, right. Yes. Rolf Zach. Yes. Absolutely. We're not bringing any for you.
Oh, come on, let's just get on with it now, really. So what's going on now?
Are you just going to leave me hanging here now?
No.
That went around.
Yes, it was a pilot, but for RTL, the show was never produced. I have no idea. Some strange things were happening in the background. I drove him crazy. It was fun.
But was that for the project? Were you supposed to drive him crazy?
Look at my hairstyle.
Okay. And then he really went off like that, because sometimes nowadays someone like Leon Mache would fake something like that.
Yes, that was real. The guy totally lost his temper. That was the plan. I said you should be able to talk about tea. There are so many nice kinds.
That's true.
Blackberry tea, raspberry tea.
And you were one of the first when YouTube came along to say, hey, television, I'm going over there.
Well, I already said around the turn of the millennium, damn, this isn't going to work out with television in the long run. We have to do our own thing. We have to make videos on the internet. All my colleagues said, that can't possibly work. The internet and computers are too slow. Yeah, you had to calculate that. When the time came, the computer switches remained, and the internet was no longer slow.
You did Clipsum. Was it interviews or sci-fi first?
Interviews first.
I thought it was science fiction.
No, an interview. Like I said, the first one with Bushido.
You had everyone there, even very early on? Except Gronk, right?
Exactly, except Gronk. Yeah, that was unlucky. But I had everyone there. Once at Constantine Entertainment, they saw the list and asked, how did you get those people?
How did you find those people? Lena Mailer, I asked, how did you reach them back then?
Management. Well, just because I started with Bushido, I immediately realized, okay, all YouTubers are also stars. I interviewed everyone myself and always chose the right ones. It's not that I'm super smart. I just pressed the right buttons by intuition. Then all the top celebrities wanted to meet me. For example, I interviewed Nickelback, Jan Delay, and Franca Potente.
Who was your coolest interview guest?
Definitely Anka Engelke. That was a wild interview. She really is. I mean, she was really great, but Lena was great too.
And who was the biggest jerk?
We didn't post online.
Who was it? Who was it? Come on.
Should I say it?
Yes.
Oliver Pollock.
Pollock, the...
Exactly. He spoke incredibly boringly throughout the whole interview. Had a prepared joke. He had already used it everywhere else, which was just annoying.
You started Mediakraft at some point, so the question is, what came first, Mediakraft? Or was it that first video day at Gamescom with Trash Pack?
The first video day at Gamescom with Trash Pack.
So, you were already there. I thought you were already there as Mediakraft.
No, not at all.
You were there as an influencer with Sammy Slimani, Mr. Trash Pack, and White Titty.
Exactly. Mr. Trash Pack was the one who started the whole thing. He said, "Let's have a fan meet up at Gamescom." I said, "Hey, great project, but we can't do this in a crowd. It's dangerous." Did you ever ask about the room or anything like that? No, that's what I'm saying. I'll ask about the room because otherwise it could get chaotic. I then asked about the room and said, "You mentioned all the big YouTubers agreed to come. Who do you have?" "Yeah, well, basically none yet."
He had the idea but hadn't talked to anyone or found a room yet. How was Gamescom before? Now it's basically YouTubeCon. How did it work back then? Did you just say, "I want to have a room for myself and a few others"?
They instantly saw this as a great opportunity for them. And did we do it within? So, I think it was 3 weeks before, and after a week I already had a room.
How did you reach Sammy Slimani back then?
Yeah, I had already interviewed some of them, and I just called them. I said, "Do you want to come?" And then they said, "Yeah, we'll come," and they spread the word.
Was there already management back then who said, "Mr. Krachten, good idea, 10,000 euros, and then Tackles will come"?
No, none of that existed. There were also a lot of YouTubers that nobody knew back then. I don't know. Titi, Alberto, and Fresh Torque were all there.
Did Alberto do the beatbox part that he always does for the next 10 minutes?
Exactly. Yes, the same one. It was the same. That was legendary.
Of all the influencers and YouTubers you've met over the years, who did you least expect to make it? Yeah, it's called a hero now. How could you?
Alexi Bexi calls and asks, "Kristof, can you handle this?" They stole my video description, so I called them. Guys, you can't just steal video descriptions. But that was actually really smart of them. Simply copy a video description and paste it into your own. You'll appear near that video. They were smart.
How did you perceive the beauty lady back then, when the lady came with makeup?
I noticed her right from the start. That was a real revelation for me, seeing what kind of content there was on YouTube that you couldn't find on television at all. And makeup tutorials were a new type of media, you have to say. That didn't exist before, and it only came about because of YouTube.
And now, before we go to your place, because of course I also want to see how you've invested the millions you've made as a media creator. The video days also live there, so video days. My first Gamescom was before Mediakraft, if we quickly cover video days now. That was Mr. Trash Pack's idea too. Did he have shares in video days, GmbH?
Well, he would have lost a lot of money if he had had shares.
But for a while, it's actually really good.
No, yes. But we never made a cent.
I attended video days in 2014, 2015, and 2016. It was huge, with Telecom as a sponsor.
But it never covered the costs. I have while, but I'm not someone who always gets things right. I then had various managing directors, and they piled up debts for me of $500,000. In the end, I had $500,000 in debt. And for that you can praise me. And that's why I sold it to RTL.
For $500,000 in debt?
Yes, they paid the debt.
Oh, I see. It was a flop. I can tell you about it. I was sitting there. Back then, it was still DiviMove, I think? Yes, exactly. And you had just sold it to RTL, what DiviMove was. They asked, "Aaron, how much do you want to join our network?" I joked, "I want what Kracht got for the video days." He sat counting money for ages. Then they told me, no, he didn't.
Yeah, really.
Today, companies like O2, Vodafone, and Telecom spend a lot on live events. Remember when you just went there with the video? I think it was Telecom or Vodafone, and you said, "Here, become a partner." Even back then, they were already paying a lot of money.
Yeah. Back then, they were already paying a lot. About 100 or 50,000.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, that was good too, but it still cost something. We had security just for the video days because we had crazy fans and top celebrities sitting right in front of them, and the YouTubers were top celebrities. The whole security cost 50,000 euros, just the people who were watching over things.
How much does the Lanxess cost?
That costs 60 grand. And that's without anything included. You still have another 100 to 200 for the equipment.
Have you ever received a Lifetime Achievement Award?
Not yet.
Someone really should do that.
You could start an initiative.
I'll talk to the people from Wherever and say I'll come to the video days, but only if I Kristof crack for a Lifetime Achievement Award, or is it too early for a Lifetime Achievement?
Who knows what else I'll do?
Do you recall any moments from video days where you thought no one would believe this or found something unreliable?
Well, okay. Here it wasn't Kuchen who.
On the stage, because, oh, what kind of action was that?
Yeah, in the end, I wasn't really excited, but I thought, well, okay, it gets views, and it actually got a lot of views. That's what I became. He hoped to be a video.
I've got this grin right now because these old stories like tell us about the war, the YouTube war we could call it, it's really something. It warms my heart. My dear friends, we were actually on our way to your apartment when you said, come on in, I want to show you something. We're in front of Dunkelziffern, which doesn't ring a bell for me.
Yes, that's my brother Stefan, and he's better known than I am in Berlin. Because he performed here with his band Dunkelziffer at SO, 36, a legendary club, and they also made a song called SO, 36. That's why my brother has a memorial wall at the Soul Trade record store.
That means your brother is no longer with us, unfortunately.
No, he passed away very early. He was a dialysis patient, so he had a damaged kidney. And after 25 years, his time eventually ran out. And he didn't want to have a kidney transplant, so he passed away.
I didn't know that about you. My condolences, but it's nice. The Dunkelziffer here in Friedrichshain.
No, not Kreuzberg. We're in Kreuzköln. Kreuzberg is over there, but this is Neukölln.
Okay, Neukölln, nice. Now let's see your palace. Maybe Titi will open the door. Welcome to a little break at Hey Aaron. I don't have a sponsor today, so we're advertising the best podcast out there right now. Your name is Marvin. And our host and best man Timo is also here.
Hello.
That's really the real Hauptschul Timo.
That's the real Hauptschul Timo. Link to Hauptschulniveau in the video description. What's the podcast you should always listen to when you're on the go, alone, or relaxing? At first, I'd also say Christoph Krachten lives here.
Do you mean that?
When people see you, I expected this floor. I really pay attention to blooming. Really, very nice. A lot is known about you privately, isn't it? I knew you were married.
I was married.
You were married.
Until 2014.
And now?
I'm single.
Ah, that's huge. Oh, such a beautiful wall. I love visible old brick walls. This spot is also nice to sit.
That bench is from my grandfather.
What do you want for it?
I don't know. My grandfather made it. Actually, I don't want to sell it.
Look, Video Days 2015. Yeah, Berlin Arena, that was the first time you cheated, right?
Yeah, that was the first time we were here in Berlin.
I expected something nostalgic here, maybe a photo of you and Waititi. It says sex and several names. What does that mean?
That's pretty funny. I do comedy.
Oh, I thought those were partners.
And here we developed a gag. First, we brainstormed what comes to mind about sex. And then we thought about what else comes to mind. That's when we came up with threesome and wet. With threesome, these terms came up, so that's what we thought of. We turned it into a joke. At school, I always had threes and poor grades.
I see you at Uber Eats Arena. How many square meters is this place?
140. I'm a little embarrassed. It's a lot.
140 was fine. Was that the rent or Mediakraft payment?
No. I got it in 2015, so it's paid off.
Oh, so what do you pay?
10 euros per square meter.
So 1.4?
Plus heating, which is expensive here now.
But you have to make a lot of jokes for the tickets to pay off.
The problem is, you earn money with comedy, so you have to. There are only two options. If you're someone like me, you just don't make any money with it.
Because you're not mainstream, or because people don't show up.
Because you just perform at open mics. It's donation-based. The host gets something, that's all.
Okay.
But it's fun.
I'm curious, does any video of that exist?
Yes, there's a bit on Instagram.
We'll pull that up and show it now.
My grandma passed away. Yes. That's what you're saying now. But we were really happy. From the age of 65, she said every morning, "I think I'm going to die today." Do you know how annoying that is?
Look, there are a lot of lanyards here.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of my project.
So what's your project?
My project is the ultimate sustainable clothes.
That means you sew two together and put a lanyard over it.
Exactly. You always get two pairs. And if someone buys one, then the other person gets the Instagram account of the first buyer. They can then connect, similar to Tinder.
Are you still having fun with social media?
Yeah, definitely.
Was it ever gone at some point?
Yeah. At the end of 22, or at the beginning of 22, it was further away. At that point, I really felt like you had covered every science topic. I did that for 9 years, and I had no idea. Already 10 videos about asteroids threatening the world, which is actually a real risk. I kept saying we need to prepare. Do you want coffee?
No coffee for me, just still water.
Some still water in here?
Yeah, I don't want to know how many people drank from this coffee cup. Like influencer YouTubers breathed their soul into it before they signed a media sales contract. Honestly, I'm interested in everyone watching this video, whether they're thinking about nostalgia, grew up with Mediakraft, or the influencer colleagues here. Lexi Bexi, what would you pay for a cup like this? It's special.
Do you think?
So, how did you come up with the idea back then? I get clicks for everything around it, and now I'm building a network.
Very specifically then. So ClickZoom came about because I was around After September 11th, there was a global financial crisis, and there was also a media crisis for a really bizarre reason. Broadcasters covered these attacks for days, even weeks. And in this environment, no advertising was placed at all. Okay, no one placed any ads. The broadcasters were, at the end of 2001, was it? 2001, no. 2011, 2001. They were out of money. That means all television production budgets, I mainly worked in television then, were gone. There was nothing left. There was nothing left. It was really an absolute catastrophe. Then I told myself, okay, we have to do something on our own, and we have to do something on the internet. I started thinking about it, and after a few years, the idea came up. Hey, this has to be high quality. Celebrities, interviews. Exactly. It has to be high quality, celebrities, and it has to be inexpensive to produce. Interviews.
That's the usual television mindset. It must be cheap to make.
Exactly. That's the usual television mindset, but it worked. Yeah, we started our own website in 2008, and it went really well. We had really cool collaborations with gmxweb.de with Bunty, and that worked really well. We had tens of thousands of video views on our site. Really?
At a time like now, it would probably be 100, or if you could extrapolate, maybe even an inflated 100 to 500,000.
It was crazy, but it worked well. We realized this quickly. The technical costs for servers completely eat up the revenue. So we were one of the first customers of SmartClip, a big video marketer. The CEOs, they were still at our office in Cologne, and we signed the contracts. That was truly a pioneering time. But after a year, we realized it wasn't going to work. And then we switched to YouTube, even though everyone advised us against it. I quote, "Yes, the quality of comments on YouTube is so bad."
Honestly, not much has changed. Some things remain the same.
But at the end of 2009, we really took off with a Bushido interview. On our very first weekend online, when we actually had videos up, we had the most viewed video and were the most viewed channel.
Do you remember which videos?
I know, but I should check again on Bushido. There was a long interview, about 30 to 45 minutes. It had 50,000 views, which was wild back then.
You could scale that up, that would be 1 million or more today. That was totally crazy.
The next Monday, I called Andreas Brass, the head of YouTube Germany, who's still in that role, and he said, "That can't be." So I said, "We're the most viewed video, the most viewed channel." He said, "That can't be possible." And then he looks and says, "Oh yeah, oh, and that's such a long video, and it has so many views. We've never had that before either." So that was really something. And then I thought, okay, now let's move on. And then it went on.
You kept going and it finally came. By the way, I think this logo is awful.
Yeah, that's something you can discuss.
It was like we're marching, a logo, I thought.
The idea behind it was us, the people who were there from the beginning. We are this Mediakraft.
Yes, this media power.
That's exactly how it is. I was there too, but that's just how it was.
How did the idea for Mediakraft come about and how did you put it into action?
So, the funny thing is, the very first person who talked to me about it was Phil Laud.
At some point he had 1.2%, I read once.
That could be, but I don't remember anymore. Yeah, generous, yeah. But he came much later, but he just had the idea, right? In March 2010, we had our first meeting at YouTube. There was Mr. Tutorial. There was B. Low. There were the Outsiders, YTT, and me. I think that was everyone. And we had a meeting with Andreas Brass and some other people from YouTube, and we just had a nice chat together. Did we go to a brewery after? Then Phil asked, "What's with these networks in America? There are these networks. Should we try that?" I agreed, but asked who would handle all the work. I have no idea. And then, when was that? Was that also in 2010 or 2011? That's when YouTube bought Next New Network. And then they went out and promoted starting networks everywhere, and they also invited me. I knew Jan Schluter, a colleague who had already started with product placements. And then I said, yeah, okay, I could imagine starting something like that. So I thought, I'll talk to that colleague. And then he brought up Spartacus Olsen, and then I thought, okay, maybe the three of us could do it. And that's how the idea came about. You need people with your skills. You have to somehow have a team that has the right skills. And then we had the advertising expertise, then we had management expertise and social media expertise, and then we just founded it.
The three of you each has 33%?
Exactly.
And then?
Yeah, then it worked. At first it worked.
We had to call all the YouTube colleagues from interviews and say, hey, Sami Slimani, while styling your Justin Bieber hair, come to Mediakraft.
We invited everyone to a fish restaurant in the Hamburg harbor and presented our project there. The announcement always worked, I know. YTT teased me about it for months. We'll increase your views tenfold, properly. And it worked everywhere. It worked everywhere. I have to say, it worked everywhere.
Why?
Back then, there was a wonderful quality.
If you liked someone, it would be shown, and then you all liked each other back.
We organized it strategically, using various tools, and I later developed a program called the Likemeister. We were really like a big television station. We had a department that worked every day. What new videos are out? Which channels do we have? And is there a post-promotion?
How did you pay for all of that back then? Because YouTube ads didn't pay much back then, right?
We found an investor very quickly.
Who was the investor?
That was Shortcut, I think they were called, who also founded Blau.de.
Okay.
They gave us $2 million.
Wow, do you remember? But for what percentage? They wanted something for...
I can't remember, but I think it was 20%. They got a lot. Okay. Then they raised it back to $4 million since we didn't find the next investor quickly.
Okay.
But it was also a lot of pressure as a working startup still lacking initial support.
Then to say, hey, we need money really fast now? Just 2 million? Otherwise, everything will be over tomorrow.
But it worked. Everything worked great at the beginning, and we were really able to give everyone who was with us not just give them a cup. They got something when the MEWs increased tenfold, so we got something out of it, and they got something out of it. We agreed not to take anything from your current earnings, but we'll split the rest 50-50.
Ah, okay, additional marketing.
But they still just earned much more than before. That worked out well.
Then 4 million?
And then I think another 30 million came in total from a French investor.
Who brought them in here?
We were together. We really went out drinking and cleaning. You go and clean for various investors when you...
In the lion's den?
Yeah, but the lion's den at their office.
So you had 30 million in your pocket altogether. Do you remember how much of Mediakraft you still owned at that point?
I still had 16 and a little bit more.
16 and a little bit more.
We received an offer from Springer.
We'll discuss that soon. Like Mediakraft raising 30 million. That's when things really began for you. Nice. The tower in Cologne rented all the floors?
Listen, that was before we got the 30 million.
I wasn't invited to any Oktoberfest parties. Where was my invite?
I don't know either. We did Oktoberfest before, too. No, the joke was, suddenly there were different people with us who were really throwing money out the window with their hands. I said I wouldn't go along with that, and that's when the disaster began.
What was your salary at Mediakraft?
It was, I think, 5,000 euros net.
Okay, and at some point everyone was talents at Mediakraft.
That was when most were truly with us.
And then it was like this. Then I went to a hosting school, at Springer, and that was around 13, 14, 15, I don't remember exactly. It was said Springer was thinking of buying the cafe from me.
We had concrete negotiations.
I heard that there was a 9-figure sum being discussed.
Yes, just about 100.
I heard 100 million and there are...
I would have gotten 16 million, and that was before taxes, pre-tax.
Yeah, well, half of that is still 8. If you handle your taxes well, you don't have to give up that much, to be honest. First question, me? That's a myth. 100 million offer was already well underway, but Kristof Krachten wanted more.
Nope.
What did it fail on?
Well, I can only speak for myself. I think, with the other parties, the thought was, I think we can get more. I didn't have that thought.
Dude, take the 16 million, have a nice day.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. So for me, that was it. And that's just how it is. With a lot of things I do, it's also a matter of the heart. It's fine to earn money from it, but it was also heartfelt. And my thought was, who from our network will stay? Because with a network that then belongs to Springer. Ali Floyd, I don't think so, etc.
But isn't it kind of like After Me, the Deluge?
No, I don't think like that. That was what I built up, and I would have liked to keep it.
Was it a baby?
It's similar to a baby, but not exactly. Since a baby gives you something, I'm not sentimental about such things.
Did you still feel something for any of your former protégés? Yes, I was in contact with all of them.
Yes, for example, with Fabian Grishka from Grishy Studios back then with Hero. I run into the Locus from time to time at the gym. No, I still have good contact with some of them.
So it was set at 100 million after internal negotiation. What you have to say is, it's not like the 3 founders who are there just said, let's do it. You have to convince the investors exactly.
You needed to persuade everyone, but they already agreed. But we as founders then decided against it. As I said, my motivation is, this won't survive. For the others, it was probably the motivation. We'll get even more.
How much do you regret it?
Not at all.
You could have had 16 million more, let's say.
We can now.
If taxed well, you'd have 10 million now. Doesn't that sting?
Well, a lot of things would be easier, but no. It really doesn't bother me. I have to say, I really don't care about money at all. I have nothing to do with status. I just want to have a good life, and above all, it should be emotionally fulfilling. And that's...
Impressive, but the deal remains on the table. You keep going. And then there was that legendary video. What was your relationship with Unge like?
It was good. It's still good today.
But then a video like that comes out?
No video. Just a phone call to me.
Yeah, but then that video came out. Mediakraft is dumb, right?
Yeah, I know. But before that, there was a phone call to me.
How was the call?
So I have to say, we didn't sell to Springer, but instead we got an investment of about 30 million. Yes. So there were 3 crucial things that completely disturbed me, and where I said, I can't continue to be there for Mediakraft like this. First, we planned our own show, called 5 by 5 with the Companions. I don't know. Maybe you can still remember in Munich, the Spree Riders.
Oh, really bad, really bad.
And I said during the planning phase, not with me. Too expensive, too complicated, won't work.
But that's just crap.
It's simple. I didn't realize it then, but I suspected it. That was point one. Then we had 150 people employed. Wow. And we were a partner network. Now guess how many people worked in partner support?
Whoa, how many was it?
150.
150 partner support, 30.
It was between 12 and 15, which I said wasn't possible.
Long time good? No.
No, that's a mismatch.
Were you profitable?
No, otherwise we wouldn't need investment.
Yeah, maybe you were like, oh, it's pretty nice here.
No, exactly. And then it kept going, and that's when I completely lost it. We must use our own formats. When I heard influencers and content creators won't matter in the future, I said, wait, that can't be right. And then it imploded. And that was before Ungi.
Oh, I see.
And then I had a conflict with the management here in Berlin. And then at some point, Unge called me and asked, can I get out of your contract? Of course, I said no. A contract is a contract. It has a term. And at the end of the term, you can get out. But not now. It doesn't work. Because it just doesn't work. You also have investors who rely on the contracts running as they are. If we let the first one out before the contract term ends, then the whole thing falls apart. Then the video came out.
I quickly realized Mediakraft's views don't always match mine. And so I just realized early on, once I was in the network, yeah, it's not really the network that I particularly like.
And back then, that hit like nothing else.
Yeah, it was a huge scandal. But he also made a podcast about it, where he said, yeah, Kristof Krachten. It's not against Kristof Krachten. Of course, I thought that was quite nice.
But did you let him out then or not?
I don't even remember how it ended. He just left. You can actually leave the network yourself. I don't recall how YouTube managed that then.
And then, one by one, all the apes, everyone somehow moved over to Tube 1. Then at some point, Disney opened Maker in Germany, which ended up being a huge flop. So how did things continue for you in Mediakraft? So, to be blunt, did you also have a falling out?
Yes, the argument. Initially, they said, no, Kristof, we'll meet your demands.
How much pressure did you apply? How reliant was Mediakraft on you?
Mediakraft relied on me more than they realized. If they'd known, they wouldn't have let me go. And I didn't care about that at all. That wasn't important to me. Either we do it, we make a few mistakes, or we don't. 5 times 5, this champagne tra-la-la. We expand the partner management, and we don't spend more money than if there were no tomorrow. If that's not the case, I can't work with you. I'm out. Simple as that.
What did you do with your shares?
I kept them.
Oh, I see, but you weren't actively working anymore and you didn't earn any money.
I wasn't working anymore, and I wasn't earning any money.
And how did Mediakraft continue after that?
It slowly went like this.
Bankrupt?
Until the end. That's part of it. It kept shrinking, and every announcement.
You could see the flaws in the tower, and each time one disappeared, you had to save more. After leaving Mediakraft, people started calling you Krachten, which became your nickname. Do something else, you kept producing anyway.
Well, I kept making my content. That was really incredibly important to me, because I really enjoy creating things. And I did Click Zoom Science with fiction, then later Click Zoom Science with future, and science in future. And yes, I really enjoyed that.
But you also did other channels, right? Didn't you do something with Simon Well for Funk and everything?
Oh, I also did that. I helped develop Funk and joined the workshops.
Did you keep my broadcasting fees?
I received some broadcasting fees.
I got some from Duryat.
But it was also a lot of fun, and I'm a bit proud that I developed it so well.
Are you a millionaire?
No.
In a way.
No. I always reinvest in new projects.
Consulted after Mediakraft Funk.
Yes.
And you, I would say about your future. And what happened next, we'll talk about in your new project, where we're now driving through Berlin. The question is there anything else to see in your apartment where you would say, Aaron, that's it?
That's it? Well, there is quite a bit to see.
So you have the living room and kitchen here?
Exactly. Let me show you quickly.
You're single again, right? We just signed you up for Reevy's dating show?
Yeah, I hope so.
Is that why? Oh, Calvin Klein, did you do comedy squats for it?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I really enjoy doing comedy.
How long were you married?
20 years.
And then divorced from?
My wife left me.
Are you open to something new?
Yeah. So I would like to have people around me. Being alone is a real burden for me.
I also reach older audiences. Contact Christoph Catcher on Instagram or Revi. Why don't you take it into your own hands?
Yeah, that's the I love me ball.
Yeah, what does I love me mean?
Yeah, many memories and things I enjoy.
Is that you?
That's me. No? Yes.
Where did the mustache go? Bring it back again.
There it is again. The mustache. I started out as a radio reporter at Westdeutsche Rundfunk.
You have your own green?
Back then it didn't exist. Now you can get it as a stand-up, but I just use the camera here. And that's actually worked until 4 a.m. today. Yes, because Elvia Umarbegovic gave a golden one to everyone who supported Jung Brutal Gut Aussehen too.
You interviewed with Colonia. Cool. What can you play?
I can't play anything.
Then why do you have instruments?
Yeah, listen. My ex-girlfriend, she was a music producer, and she had this studio here, and now I just rent it out from time to time.
Then I'd say, let's move on because you wouldn't believe it. Kristof Krachten has become a bar owner. That means we're really going to have a drink now. What you don't know is Kristof Krachten and Ron Beletsky will become best friends. How did you, as Mediakraft Chief Executive Officer, end up saying, I'm leaving 16 million behind? So?
I know the previous owner, Marcel Sunek, from the Daddletater YouTube group very well. He had it for a long time. I was a regular here for about 5 years. Then he said he wanted to get rid of it, and I thought it was a cool project. I always liked it. Before it closed, I thought, I'll take it over.
Best Bar. What's the street number?
Wildenaustrasse 12A.
There's a comedy event here. But you're not hosting it?
I'll start hosting now. Dragon handles that. He's a great experienced guy. And I'll be the newbie. I'm really curious to see how it goes.
Was there comedy here before you or with you?
No, I started it.
Ah, okay.
It's kind of my hobby. And yeah.
Now you can play Nintendo Entertainment System in here. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
For free.
Yeah.
Just put a coin slot on a €1 push game.
Okay, that's Aaron.
That you became a bar owner. Do you regret it?
I can't say that yet. Time will tell. Right now, it's fun. It's really a lot of fun.
But it's not like I just come in here on a Tuesday and Kristof Kracht stands there and says something like Moscow Mule.
But it happens.
You work here. If I asked, are you happy?
Yes, I'm actually always happy.
Was there ever a time when you weren't happy?
Well, not happy. I mean, I am happy. Well, when I broke up with my girlfriend about 1.5 years ago, I was pretty unhappy for about 2.5 months.
What have the ladies done since then?
This and that, nothing serious yet.
How's your relationship with the media lately? What are you doing now?
Currently, I ended my Channel 22 with ClickZoom Science Future and didn't take a break. Was it also because of long COVID? I had long COVID too. Then I just didn't have any energy left. And now, I've started again. And we're taking care of e-mobility. And I think that's really cool. But together with many other influencers because we just think we have to do something about it.
And that's where electric cars or e-mobility come in. The future.
It's a thing. Now, there will probably be comments again. But no. Almost all of them are misinformation about e-mobility. Charging networks are excellent and speeds keep improving.
But if we think about it now, you're a spry 25. How do you see the next few years?
I don't really look that far ahead. I tend to live more in the here and now. And right now, I'm totally focused on pushing this Foundation E project forward and getting it to work so that everything runs smoothly, and then everything will be fine.
Can you get rich here?
No.
How do you pay for your rent, electricity, and internet?
Well, I have various projects. One example is that I developed an app to help nonprofit organizations earn more money faster through social media. It's going better and better, and that's a really good thing.
With AdSense YouTube,
A little. It's starting again, but that's a few €100. Okay, cash? Like I said, just breaking even.
breaking even, but a lot of fun.
Like comedy.
Don't forget the fun fact.
No. For me, this is really leisure time. It's totally relaxing, because it's like meditating. Do you know that? Handiwork, like hammering a nail, feels meditative to me.
No, I can't relate. I'm into playing Call of Duty with friends.
Okay, good.
Just a few headshots?
For me, this is Call of Duty in real life.
Okay, that. And what does it say if we think about it now? 65 for retirement? Yeah, no. What will you do if we see each other again in 3 years? What will you do then?
We'll see. So then I'd probably have someone else run that software company and still be active here. I enjoy this and will likely do comedy too. Let me put it this way. What I do is more for fun, and I let other people handle the things that actually make money.
Okay, last question, because this one also came to my mind on the way here. You had 16% of Mediakraft, right, in the end?
How much? Nothing.
The company went bankrupt. We discussed Remco, who I believe bought it for €1.
So you made 16 cents?
He still owes you that. Probably I did, but I didn't care.
I envy you for being so relaxed about it.
I think that's really a good recipe for life. Not to worry too much about things you can't change anyway.
If people have lost track of Kristof Krachten, where can they find you most often? Are you active on Instagram or not really?
I'm active on Instagram, I'm active on YouTube, and I'm active on TikTok. Someone at the front has an E. As I mentioned, it's a team effort, not just me. Together we have a large reach, and we want, I would say in quotation marks, to convince people to be mobile with electric vehicles. Because, when it comes to transportation, it's really the best option at the moment. Solution. And we have to do it, otherwise our planet will go downhill, and I will feel the consequences. If it gets extremely hot here, I might die 10 years earlier, and I don't want that.
I don't want that. I want you to stay around and for us to meet again here on YouTube within 10 years. Thank you for the wonderful day. From now on, I'll call you Mr. Flashback. I think everyone felt the same. With all those anecdotes, you start to remember. Where was I when that happened? How did I experience it? That's exactly how it was back with the Unge thing back then. Mediakraft constantly released new videos, people reacted, and there was always activity, especially around video days. For me, it was a blast. Feel free to follow Kristof Krachten everywhere, just like he said. All the links are in the video description. And I hope we were able to clarify what he actually does.